understanding our grip sequences, entries, and all of that stuff, okay? So grips, how important are grips when it comes to butterfly guard? Massive, all right? Especially when it comes to no-gi. We have some dominant grips, and then we have some grips that are, you know, not quite as dominant. So here's something to keep in mind. How do we get in there? Okay, one of the biggest problems we have when we get to butterfly guard, when we start using butterfly guard, is how we get inside of our opponent's guard, okay? Or inside of our opponent's defense with our guard. What we need is we need to control the wrist so that we can shoot in, and then we need to be able to penetrate one hand behind the back so that we can start locking up some sort of a grip on their upper body. When it comes to no-gi, body locks are going to be the best, or some sort of an underhook, okay, on an arm where we can actually start to control one arm. So right now, we're going to work a 2-on-2 grip. We're working on trying to control their wrists, and then we're going to shoot inside. Okay, at some point in time, they're going to recover their wrist grip. That's just going to happen. All right, so as soon as we start to lose that grip, we have to be close enough inside that we can actually start to work around to the back. Okay, so getting inside is the key. I always like to lock down 2-on-2 or 2-on-1. We're going to go 2-on-2 first. Here, 2-on-2, 2-on-1 here in just a minute. 2-on-2, and we need to make sure that our hands are projecting outwardly past our feet. We talked about that previously. For what reason? What's the biggest reason we want our hands out past our feet? Right, so we can't get upended, because if I end up getting lazy and I get like this, well, now the problem becomes I got pulled completely out of phase one of my guard. Now I'm on my back and I'm playing guard recovery, or I'm playing in some sort of supine type of a guard. There's some distinctions to be made between guard structures. Butterfly guard is an upright guard, okay, or a seated guard. That's what makes it so dangerous. When we start getting laid back to our back, those are supine guards. Those are completely different types of guard structures than what we use when we're seated, okay? Our entire phase one of our guard is seated and is built around the concept to give us always the ability to do what? Wrestle up. That's what we want. We want to be able to come up through our opponent and blast up and get back to our feet and bring them back down. So we're looking for that momentary notice where we can actually explode up and move back forward through our opponent, okay? We're going to deal with some different postures, though, in doing that. Right now, we're working on two knees, down and kneeling, okay? So 2-on-2 grip, we need to make sure our hands are constantly projecting past our feet, because if he's down on his knees, he's going to be trying to do one thing, and that's get my feet. That's all he's going to be trying to do. If my hands are back here, I give him all the options to start passing my guard, okay? So I want to make sure I stay outward past my feet, and I'm looking to control his wrists. Now, up versus down. Here's a little secret, okay? If I can keep my hands turned up underneath his, I've got way more control of him than if I keep my hands on top, because he can rotate his hands out, okay? And he can break this grip. So one thing I always look to do is, as soon as I start getting my 2-on-2, I start looking to try to turn those grips in so I can get my elbows into my core, all right? When my elbows are out and I start trying to scoot in, it makes it real difficult, okay? So once I get my 2-on-2, I want to try to turn my grips underneath so that now I'm pulling from my center when I start to lunge in. Okay, so now here, I'm in close, I've got my elbows inside, my hands are up. He will break the grip. We have to be prepared for whichever hand breaks the grip. I have to be able to go off that right there. Okay, so we're going with which hand breaks the grip, and we're going to stay on one of the others. He's going to break one at a time. I don't know many people that break both at the same time. Very rarely. So if I'm palm up, whichever one he breaks with, that's the one I'm going to penetrate with. Now here's the penetration shot. So I go 2-on-2, palms go up, I scoot in as far as humanly possible and as quickly as possible. As soon as he indicates and breaks a grip, once it comes off, I'm going to shoot one hook deeper, and I'm going to penetrate around to the backside. I'm going to pull this one close to me. Okay? So what I did was I shot this hook deeper, and I pulled one back. I retracted one. So here I sit. I've shot underneath. I've got my hooks inside. He breaks a grip, and he picks that one. This one's locked down. Okay? Now I'm going to pull one hook, extend one hook a little bit further. I'm getting to that back grip. Push. And I'm getting to a tilted butterfly position. So what is tilted butterfly? Tilted butterfly is going to be the dominant sweeping side that I'm looking at going to. Keeping both of my butterflies up like this is really only good for one thing, and that's laying back and elevating like this, which is incredibly dangerous at higher levels. It works fairly decent now, but unless we have like a shoulder crunch, which we'll cover this later this week, it's really a really bad place to be. Okay? Would much prefer to be off to the side in a tilted position where I've completely locked off one entire side and we can go this direction here. Okay, not only that, but we can actually always do what? Wrestle up. Okay? So, you're 2-on-2, palms go up. He has to pick a side. I've shot in. As soon as he picks a side, that hand's gonna come around to the back and I can get off to the side right here. Now, if it's the gi, what am I going to be grabbing? The belt. We don't have the belt here, okay, so we're working in just no gi. So as soon as he gets 2-on-2, he figures out which one he wants. I'm going to shoot, get in close, and I'm just going to collapse on the back right here. And I need my shoulder in close and my head underneath. One mistake that everybody always makes, they get their head way up here. Their back is really vertical and upright. Gives him a really good ability to just body lock me and just drive me backwards, and it's terrible, okay? So from here, if I'm underneath and I'm underneath him, even if he decides he wants to body lock me, real difficult to do so because I'm so low. And I can notice I extend my leg out to start blocking that a little bit. Push. So 2-on-2, palms up, he rips one out. Notice I've got it even deeper right here. Now I can start to work to secure this hand. Okay, so the other side, we're here, palm up, he rips. I'm going up underneath, got this good grip. This hand is trying to come and secure this as deep as I possibly can. Because notice, now we've already kind of started to shift to this position right here where I can take him over nice and smooth. Okay, here we go, 1, 2, 3.